Fredrik!
Late.
Look who's come home to us, holier than ever.
Hello, son. How was the examination?
Well, as a matter of fact...
You passed with flying colors, of course?
First on the list.
And Pastor Erickson said that I...
Splendid, splendid. You must give us a full report later.
He'd better be careful, or he'll go straight to heaven before he has a chance to save any more sinners.
Don't tease him, dear.
Oh, Henrik likes to be teased, don't you, Henrik? Fredrik, do you want your tea now?
Not now, I think. It's been rather an exhausting day in court, and as we have a long evening ahead of us, I feel a little nap is indicated.
Tickets for the theater!
It's a French comedy. I thought it might entertain you.
Oh, it's Woman of the World, isn't it, with Desiree Armfeldt? She's on all the posters. Oh, Fredrik, how delicious. What shall I wear? My blue with the feathers, genuine angel's feathers, or the yellow? I know, my pink with the bosom. And Henrik, you can do me up in the back.
I'm sorry, son. I should have remembered you were coming home. Got a third ticket. But then perhaps a French comedy is hardly suitable.
Why does everyone laugh at me? Is it so ridiculous to want to do some good in this world?
I'm afraid being young in itself can be a trifle ridiculous. Good has to be so good, bad, so bad. Such superlatives.
But to be old, I suppose, is not ridiculous.
Let's not get into that. I love you very much, you know. So does Anne, in her way. But you can't expect her to take your mother's place. She's young, too. She has not yet learned...
To suffer fools gladly?
You said that, son, not I.
Fredrik! You were sweet to think of the theater for me.
I'll enjoy it, too.
Who wouldn't? When all the posters call her the one and only Desiree Armfeldt. I wonder what it would feel like to be a one and only. The one and only Anne Egerman. Poor Fredrik. Do I still make you happy? After 11 months? I know I'm foolish to be so afraid. And you've been so patient. But soon, I promise. Oh, I know you think I'm too silly to worry, but I still do. Oh, no, for heaven's sakes, can that be a pimple coming? Oh, dear.
Now, as the sweet imbecilities tumble so lavishly onto her lap.
Fredrik, what a day it's been. Unending drama while Petra was brushing my hair.
Now, there are two possibilities. A, I could ravish her. B, I could nap.
It's just that grumpy old Mrs. Nordstrom from next door. Her sister's coming for a visit.
Say, it's the ravishment. Then we see the option that follows, of course.
I do hope I'm imperious enough with the servants. I try to be, but half the time
A, the deployment of charm, or B, the adoption of physical force. Now B might arouse her, but if I assume I trip on my trouser leg crossing the room. Her hair getting tangled, her stays getting snapped, my nerves will be jangled, my energy sapped. Removing her clothing would take me all day, and her subsequent loathing would turn me away, which eliminates me and which leaves us with A.
Would you ever be jealous of me? I know I could be jealous of you if I ever saw
Now, insofar as approaching it, what would be festive but have its effect?
Shall I learn Italian? I think it would be amusing if the verbs aren't too irregular.
Now, there are two ways of broaching it, A, the suggestive, and B, the direct.
Then French is a much chicer language. Everyone says so.
Say that I settle on B, to wit, a charmingly lecherous mood. Hey, I could put on my nightshirt or sit disarmingly be in the nude. That might be effective, my body's all right, but not in perspective and not in the light. I'm bound to be chilly and feel a buffoon, but nightshirts are silly in mid-afternoon. Which leaves the suggestive, but how to proceed. Although she gets restive, perhaps I could read. In view of a penchant for something romantic, this heart is too trenchant and Dickens too frantic. Instead, all would row in the plan of attack, as there isn't much blue in the red and the black. De Maupassant's candor would cause her dismay. The Brontes are grander, but not very gay. Her taste is much blander, I'm sorry to say, but his hands, Christian Andersen, ever risque, which eliminates A.
Such a pretty lady, wasn't that
Now, with my my mental facilities partially muddied and ready to snap.
Sure about the bracelet, but earrings, which earrings?
Now, though there are possibilities still to be studied, I might as well nap.
Mother's rubies, the diamonds are agony, I know.
Vow as I must to adjust my original plan.
Desiree Armfeldt, I just know she'll wear the most glamorous gowns.
Oh, shall I sleep half as deep as I usually can?
Dear distinguished old Fredrika.
When now I still want and or love you, now as always,
Nobody rang. Doesn't he want his tea?
They're taking a nap.
You smell of soap?
I'm reading.
Do those old teachers of yours take a scrubbing brush to you every morning and scrub you down like a dray horse?
Get away from me!
Oh, what a wicked woman I am! I'll go straight to hell.
And stop walking like that!
Like what? Like this?
Stop it! Stop it!
Careful! It's a new blouse. A whole week's wages and the lace extra. Oh, poor little Henrik. You'll soon get the knack of it.
Later.
Later. All you ever hear is later, Henrik, Henrik, later. Yes, we know, Henrik, oh, Henrik, everyone agrees. Henrik, please, Henrik, you have a thought you're steady bursting with a personal discovery, a problem, and it's what's your rush, Henrik, shush, Henrik, goodness, how you gush, Henrik, shush, Henrik, you murmur, I only, it's just that, for God's sake, later, Henrik. Henrik. Who is Henrik? Oh, that lawyer's son, the one who mumbles, short and boring. Yes, he's hardly worth ignoring. Who cares if he's a deaf? I beg your pardon, up inside. As I've often stated, it's intolerable being tolerated. Reassure Henrik, poor Henrik, Henrik, you'll endure being pure, Henrik. Oh, I've been born, I've never been. How can I wager of a later? I'll be 90 on my deathbed, and a later, Henrik Egerman. Doesn't anything begin?